Okay, so if you missed our lesson on our introduction to the Virginia state government, this is the video for you. So we're going to be doing two things with this lesson. We went over our introduction to the Virginia state government and did notes. So I'll be going over the PowerPoint Intro to VA State Government. I want you to go open up your notes, Intro to Virginia State Government. You're going to fill in the blanks as we go along and look through this. So we finished up the judicial branch. Now we have our Virginia state government, which is all about what's going on in Virginia. Good news is, though, it looks a lot like the setup of the federal government. So the Virginia state government. The government for the Commonwealth of Virginia is established by the Virginia Constitution. So yes, we are a commonwealth, not technically a state, but a commonwealth and state are basically the same thing. So it doesn't really matter. It's just what level of pretentiousness is the state at. We are very pretentious. The Virginia Constitution distributes power among the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of the state government. Legislative. Virginia has a bicameral, that means two houses, like the U.S. Congress has two houses, it's bicameral. Virginia has a bicameral legislature called the General Assembly, which, like any legislative body, makes laws for the state of Virginia. The two houses are called the House of Delegates and the Virginia Senate. The General Assembly meets annually for a fixed number of days. So going forward, anytime we're talking about the General Assembly, we're talking about the Virginia General Assembly. Y'all, we got to start thinking in context. We're not talking about a broad General Assembly. We're not talking about the General Assembly of the UN. We're talking about the Virginia General Assembly because in class, we're studying Virginia state government. Got it? Got it. The House of Delegates has 100 members who serve two-year terms. Virginia is divided into 100 delegate districts. The Virginia Senate has 40 members, so there are 40 Senate districts, and they go for a four-year term. Annual meetings are a max of 60 days in even years and 45 in odd number years, unless extended by a vote, and the governor, like the president, can call a special session of the General Assembly. Our executive branch, headed by the governor, elected to a term of 4 years, executes the laws of the state of Virginia, appoints members of his cabinet who oversee specific functions of the government. Then we also have the lieutenant governor, who's an executive branch officer that is elected to a 4-year term. They're the first in line if something happens to the governor, and they are also elected on a separate ticket. So theoretically, we could have a Democratic governor and a Republican lieutenant governor and vice versa. And then also we have our Attorney General, who is an executive branch officer as well, elected to office for 4 years. They're the chief legal advisor of the governor and the General Assembly, the chief lawyer of the Commonwealth. So if you ever hear, Virginia v. blank, that's probably going to be by the Attorney General. He also heads the law department. So Virginia also has those executive cabinets, departments, and regulatory boards that fall under the executive branch that help them execute the laws. Our judicial branch interprets and reviews laws for the state of Virginia. The judicial system in Virginia has 4 levels. Starting at the top down, we have the Supreme Court, the Court of Appeals, circuit courts, and district courts. Supreme Court, highest in the Commonwealth, 7 justices, 12 years. Court of Appeals is 11 judges hear appeals to rulings from lower courts. Circuit courts is the highest trial court and general jurisdiction. Civil and criminal courts are going to be things in the district court are going to be things like traffic tickets. Some guy stiffed you on, your lawn payment, pay somebody to mow your grass, like that, etc. And then also juvenile and domestic relations. That's going to be with kids and families. And that is the basic structure of the judicial branch. Now that you have your notes filled out, your assignment is to read Virginia General Assembly reading and questions. You're going to read the passage, answer the questions.